Welcome to Saber Talk Live. I'm your host, Space Windu, Darth Vader. Today, with my red lightsaber, it's May the 4th, 2020. I've got my best friend's Crystal Focus lightsaber right here. This is a Graflex, Parks Graflex from like probably 20 years ago that Harris and I just converted for my best friend Chris. We've got the button for the activation right there. I'm going to do a video for this just as soon as I'm done with Mark's video. Mark, just in the chat, what's going on? Mark, Epcot IP, what's going on? Thanks for joining me. This is a pixel lightsaber, so it could do any type of color, but right now it's just set to red on this font. This is some kind of Sith font that I picked out of the default package. Happy Star Wars Day. Thank you. The Force is with you guys. Thanks for joining me. So this is one of the ones with the smooth swing. I could tell. Sounds pretty good. I think this is this Korriban? I forget which one it said when I started. So what are you guys up to for Star Wars Day? I was watching the episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3 while I was finishing up Mark's Saber the past, like not yesterday, but the 3 days leading up to that. What's going on, Rich? Not too much, just hanging out for May the 4th. I figured we would do a show. Gabe was here before we started, and now I think maybe he's having some trouble getting back in. And Harris is actually, I want to talk about the Clone Wars with you guys. I just watched the latest episode while I did some work this morning, and I want to wait for Harris to watch it. He's actually watching the final episode right now. He's watching episode 12 as I speak. He's going to come in. Gabe's going to come in. We're going to have a discussion about the Clone Wars. Also, there's actually a lot of Star Wars stuff going on right now, so I just want to touch on a little bit of this different Star Wars stuff. Plus, I have an unboxing. I got my Starfire lightsaber that I ordered just like 4 or 5 days ago. It's already here. It just came today. So I'm going to open that with you guys. We could see what that looks like. Jake the Snake, 1417, reminiscing on the last Clone Wars episode. I feel pretty empty but satisfied. Yeah, it's like I have sort of bad, feeling about the entire, I guess you could call it, what is it, like new Clone Wars, like the original Clone Wars cartoon that was like that Samurai Jack style, where they only had like 3-minute episodes. They strung them together in a DVD or 2. I think I got the DVDs here. Those I love. Those are incredible. Those are, like 2 thumbs up. The newest Clone Wars that kicked it off with that 2-hour movie like 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was, I never really was attracted to the new character there, Ahsoka, but I've accepted that plot, that story, and I watch and I take it in, and I enjoy what parts that I enjoy. I try to just forget the parts that I don't agree with. And overall, I did enjoy all the Clone Wars, but there was so many like low points and boring points and different things like that throughout the 5 or 6 seasons, with different like droid episodes that certain droid episodes I did like, certain droid episodes I didn't like, certain Ahsoka episodes as plot lines I did like, and then certain ones I didn't like. When it got to this final season, I did think that took a step up in like, music, animation, everything. It just continued those story plot lines that, I just from the start wasn't really like wholeheartedly attracted to. But I can appreciate, anybody that loves those characters and that really appreciates those characters like Ahsoka. I get it. I could see like there's a lot of acting going on. There's a lot of like the voice actress does a fantastic job. Yeah, what's going on, Gabe?
What's up, people?
How you doing?
All right, ready to roll.
I was just talking with Jake and with Rich a little bit and Mark about the Clone Wars, season a little bit, but we're gonna wait for Harris to come back for the final, talk about episode 11 and 12, because I actually wrote some notes and stuff about it. Mark says it's done. Yeah, well, it's just about done. I have Jedi Arms Dealer helping me with your font selections and just making sure that all that, like that, what do you call it, the SD card is programmed properly. So that's what I've been working on. And the Bluetooth module just have like 2 more connections to make on that. Spent way too much. Rich, what did you get? Like I was actually going to mention some of the stuff that was going on today for Star Wars Day for May the 4th. Like one of them was some cool stuff we talked about last time going on at Vader's Vault. Did you get anything like that? What did you spend money on?
It was amazing today. I was like a little kid looking at all these websites putting sales out, man.
Oh, really?
Particularly like Mad Cow, he puts out some monster sales or sabers.
That's right.
On sales, and he was like, and Vader's Vault. Oh my God, Vader's Vault put out some sabers today, man, and they sold out within minutes. Like I logged in, people were trying to log in, and they couldn't even get in. The server was like acting up because I guess too many people were trying to get in there, and they sold out of their custom saber. They were doing some nice customized stuff they were doing, so it was amazing watching a lot of people doing these. It was killing me because I wanted to get some of this stuff. Did
that stuff go fast that you were looking at?
Yeah, I went on to check out the Vader's Vault, and it was giving me like a server error. I looked at the comments because it was on their Facebook page for Vader's Vault. And I saw in their comments, a lot of people were saying the same thing, that they were having server errors, but that when they were finally able to get on the site, they were sold out fast. And I think that's why they were having server errors.
Like there's just a lot of traffic.
Just a lot of traffic. That's what I think it was. Just a lot of heavy traffic. And when you finally get in there, they were sold out, man. Right. But they do amazing work, so I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. I wasn't really expecting to see them there. They go so fast. The same thing with Mad Cow. Mad Cow was posting a saber like every hour or something like that, and he was like on a first come, first serve basis, and they were going within seconds, man. It's ridiculous. Wow. And I'm talking sabers that were like $1,800, $1,500.
I knew that they would, though. I knew that they would.
Yeah, it does amazing work, man. Amazing work. So I'm glad that Vader's Vault and people like Mad Cow and stuff got to sell their stuff quickly. Who's this? Sword of the Jedi. I did not get the Leia yet. It's stuck in customs right now. It's been stuck in customs for like a week, almost a week or about a week already. So I contacted the sellers because it's coming from overseas to try to find out what's going on. I'm sure it's out of their hands now. It's up to customs, so I'm gonna have to just sit there and wait.
Yeah, Darth Saber is just something that sounds like saber to me. So that's why I chose that. Oh, Rich got the Ahsoka hilts from Solo's Hold, an Empress, and a couple fonts. Wow. That's a haul today. Yeah, that is nice. Those Ahsoka hilts are so attractive.
Yeah, they're nice.
Those Ahsoka hilts are definitely, yeah.
I really didn't get into Ahsoka's hilts until Rebels, the white ones. I like those hilts. They're like the katana ones.
Yes, yeah.
The other ones
really slender and nicely. I think we talked about them last time. We pulled it up on screen last time.
Yeah, the other ones from Clone Wars with the double bunny ears. Those are pretty decent, but they've always seemed kind of bulky to me for some reason. I guess depending on who manufactures which ones, if they make slim ones or.
Well,
But the ones I've
you're talking
seen
about
seem,
like the OG ones, like she was using in this new
yeah,
episode.
yeah,
Those kind of look like they were supposed to be a little round,
yeah,
kind of maybe girthy.
yeah,
Rich says the Vader's Vault stuff sold out in 12 minutes.
yeah. I believe it because I went on there within seconds and it was like empty. I'm like, maybe Vader's Vault made a mistake. Maybe they haven't posted them yet. Maybe they're just making the announcement that they're gonna be. No, they were gone. I'm like, holy crap! I didn't even get to see what they had to offer. The thumbnail photo though, they had a thumbnail photo on the Facebook page with like a picture of 3. I don't know how many they had total, but in the thumbnail photo there was only 3. And just those 3 alone were like, just blew my mind. I couldn't imagine what the other ones looked like if they had more.
Yeah, I don't actually like that. Like, I hope they fix that about their website. It's almost like it needs to be maybe more like where even if it's sold out, you can still see all the details. And I mean, I think that would just make you want it.
Yeah.
You'd still want it a lot. You just want to read about, like, even if you can't have it, you just want to read about and see the pictures.
Exactly.
The gallery shots or whatever. Rich says KR sold out of his cross guard as well. I don't know if you saw pictures of that. I saw pictures of that. That looked really, really great.
Yeah.
That looked really nice.
Yeah, KR does some badass stuff. Actually, KR was one of the first people I saw do the Leia Saber. But I just don't know when they were going to make it available because, it wasn't available until I got this other one that Harris sent me. Vader's Vault doesn't interest me. Their stuff is okay, but it's too much money for me because I don't love their hilts enough to pay for one and have them install it. Rather buy empty. Well, that's true. If you're going to invest that kind of money, it's something that you really have to love, no matter how pretty it is to many people. And
I really like their new, they're like Darth Vader and their Graflex style hilts that open up with the metal chassis and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That looks great for somebody like Rich has the skills to do his own installs, and he does them for other people too. But like, if you don't have that type of interest to do your own installs, like, and you do like one of those standard movie type sabers, like a Darth Vader or a Graflex, those are great options. Remember we looked at those last time, Gabe? Those look really, really nice.
Yeah,
and we probably see them on Facebook and stuff too.
Yeah, but you know what? He's right though. It's something you gotta know you're gonna love that saber and be in love with it. Because if not, it's not worth all the money. For someone else,
your saber looked really good today in the Instagram post you posted with that like live saber blade.
Oh yeah.
I thought that hilt looked just like a Return of the Jedi. The colors look really good again.
Yeah, they popped in the photo. Yeah.
Oh, is Clinton talking about the Leia? I just got one from Corbant. The one you got has a second button made into one of the rings. Oh, I didn't know that. A second button. Yours has a second button.
Really? I wasn't aware of that.
Just below the main button.
Okay. That's good
awesome.
to know.
That's good to know. Yeah, because we were thinking that maybe he heard us talking the last time about how we were going to maybe add a button. I don't know if I was talking directly to you, Gabe, on the phone, or if we said that online, but that's funny that Clinton mentions that.
Yeah.
Melissa's World says, hello, I managed to make it this time. Data spread restart on my phone. Yeah, you see, like Melissa has to watch certain shows because her data will run out. So thanks for being here, Melissa. Yeah. Thanks for choosing to watch Saber Talk with
thanks for catching us this time and hanging out with us. That's awesome.
MD Faela Mark says we need to hear more Sidious impressions. Yeah, I feel like I want to yell at Harris when he comes in here because he's been slacking. He did not watch Clone Wars on time, and I was yelling at him before the show. We're going to continue yelling at him. But as long as he watches Clone Wars, we'll be happy about that. Hexx Sabers better to sell out in 12 minutes and hit refresh for 80 minutes and not get anything.
I know it's hard.
Hopefully that didn't happen to you. That stinks. But maybe in the past, like back when we were trying to get Crystal Focus 5s when they first came out, that was 2007, I think. That was, he couldn't have watched it already. What did you fast forward? And he's got to turn his phone. Hold on, let's see what Harris has to say here. Harris, you couldn't have watched that show already. You watched that show already?
Probably doesn't hear. Can you hear him?
Blew my freaking mind.
You watched it?
All right, let's hear it straight from you because you just got off the Teletube watching Clone Wars. What, episode 12 you watched, Harris? You watched episode 11 a couple days ago and 12 today?
I watched 10 and 11 Friday. I watched 11 yesterday, and I just got done finishing episode 12. My hair's messed up because I kept grabbing my head in disbelief. Honestly, it was, I loved it. I thought it was great. Again, I'm a fan of Ahsoka. Love her. There was just one, it was like one cliffhanger after another.
Yeah.
That episode, you know? That her and Rex, man, against the world, dude. You know? Against the world. And just, you know, got there and it backed off again. We're gonna find out what happened. Oh, wait, hold on, backed off again. Craziest episode ever. Love Ahsoka. Can't believe, lost it when she dropped her saber.
Yeah.
Well, let's say you guys.
I was very curious as to why she dropped them. You know, I guess she felt guilty. I guess she saw them as
I got it. Like for her, man, you know, it's been a long war. I'm putting my headphones in. Give me a second.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I saw that part and I'm like, why is she dropping them?
You know, for her, it's been a long war, man, you know?
Yeah.
And she just buried basically what were her extended family, right? I mean, that's what they were. The clones were to the Jedi, you know? I mean, even though they're fighting a war, they were together all the time. They fought battles when you fight battles with people, it builds camaraderie, you know? And just to have to bury all those people just blew her mind. She didn't want, you know, she didn't want any war anymore. She was tired of war. You know, she wanted to lay her gun down, if you follow what I'm getting at, you know? I feel like she just got beat down so much, you know? Just she took all she could, man, you know? I mean, she's dealing with the fucking clones on one side. She's got Maul on the other side, you know, and stuck in the middle are her and Rex. You know, they had the droids helping. They started popping the droids' heads off, you know? Just blew me away, man. The whole episode blew me away, bro. And if I can get that, like for me, I would love to see somebody take that. The whole season was great. I liked the season, but that last episode, if I could see that episode in a 2-hour movie, I'd walk out of there like, oh my God, I can't believe what I just witnessed, you know?
Yeah.
And I haven't seen a Star Wars film in a long time that's done that to me. I'm going to say, dare I say, Empire Strikes Back. That scene where you fucking find out that Luke's his father, I'll never forget it. It fucking changed my life as a human being on this planet. That's what this thing means to me, you know?
Yeah.
Just whack me out, man. Whack me out. Lost it. Yeah. What do you guys think?
How about the last 30 seconds, Harris? Wasn't that like the music and everything? The last 30 seconds where they showed Vader?
Yeah, I've heard people commenting about the music alone, how amazing it was.
Yeah.
The music was amazing. The imagery, for me, the way that Vader image there, it was, for me, it was a little bit higher tech. I don't even know if I'm using the terminology right. It was a little higher tech looking than, you know, when we've seen Vader in other shows. We've seen him in Rebels. I don't know. Has Vader, that's the first we see Vader in Clone Wars, you know? So it was, I thought the artwork was amazing. The artwork, the imagery of him walking away, and you see Vader turn his back. He takes Ahsoka's saber from the show, and he turns around and walks away, and you see his image fade in the screen, in the T screen of
the reflection
of the leader clone dude's the reflection. Oh my God, man! I was like so fucking powerful, man. So powerful. So
Melissa's
I
World
had a day
says,
from hell, and
I want to just read one thing and tell
What's
Melissa
that?
what we're talking about. Melissa's asking what the stream is about. We are talking about the new 2 episodes of the Clone Wars that have come out since we did our last Saber Talk a couple days ago. We got episode 11 and episode 12. Then we're going to do an unboxing of a saber, a Starfire lightsaber that I received in the mail today. And we
nice.
are also
This is our first unboxing.
no, we did another one last week where we unboxed the parts. Remember, Harris, those parts for your crystal chambers?
That's right. That's right. You're right.
But this is like the first one for an actual lightsaber, right? The first one for an actual lightsaber.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. That's awesome.
Plus, I want to talk about, there's just some like May the 4th news. A bunch of stuff came out today, or, you know, just was kind of announced around the time of today, May the 4th. So we can talk about that stuff too. But let's continue talking about the Clone Wars. Harris, you were saying about the last few seconds with Darth Vader.
Just, it's what I've been wanting. I got what I wanted.
Nice.
It was killer. Vader was amazing. That scene with him turning around and walking away, and you see the reflection in the helmet, just did it for me, man. That right there was classic Star Wars. That to me had that classic Star Wars feel to it. You know, Vader. You had the snow. You had the I forget what droid it is. That floating droid with the tentacles underneath,
like the probe droids
that Luke was shooting at in the snow in Empire Strikes Back.
Imperial probe droid.
It was a Chewie. Chewie shot at it.
Yeah.
Him and Han found the droid probe floating, and we saw one of those at the end of Clone Wars. I forget the name of the probe. Do you remember it?
Imperial probe droid.
Oh, I lost sound. I lost sound. Dang it. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
If you can hear me. I can't hear you guys at all.
Maybe go out and come back in, probably because of your headphones.
Go out.
I hate technology. I'm going to get out and come back in.
You read my mind. Just like
you do that. That's funny. That's good old Heshy for you. Steve's on. Hey, boys.
Yeah,
huh?
You were reading one of these comments? Let's see.
No, just Steve got in and said, "What's up?" He said, "I would have been wiring up a." He says, "I would have been wiring up a saber for May the 4th, but the last parts haven't arrived yet." I know a lot of people are waiting for parts, man.
Yeah. All right, let's see if Harris has got this sound thing going.
I hear you now.
How about you got it?
Say again.
You can
hear
it?
Stepped on each other. I didn't hear it. Yeah, I hear it.
Okay. So episode 11 was called Shattered. That one was also crisscrossing like episode 3. So the movie time when Palpatine, the Emperor, was turning everything around and Order 66 was about to happen and all that. The way that they had Maul, this was what got me. You know, first of all, they were doing Maul so dirty to have him in that Hannibal Lecter style
that cage thing.
That was terrible. Yeah. I guess not as bad as Carbonite. Maybe worse depending on how long he was going to be in there.
Well, we know that Carbonite is a commonly used thing because we've seen it hanging in the ship on Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
So Carbonite
for Mandalorian
is a common thing. That's what they do. They use that to put people in prisoners. You know, I have they ever done it in any of the books, and you would know that more than I would.
Yeah, I don't recall too much, but this was not Carbonite. This was like something. It looked more torturous because like you were awake.
Yeah.
So if they left you in there for like a year, that would be like awful on your mind and whatever. Whereas like Carbonite, you're just like in a coma or something.
Frozen. You're frozen.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw the scene where Maul was hanging in that thing, and you could see the little glass window. His breath would fog up the glass. So we knew he was breathing and like his eyes were open. We saw him looking out. We saw the view from him looking out. Actually, which I thought was. You didn't like that? I thought that was cool. Why didn't you?
No, I mean, like, I hated that position he was in.
Oh, like it was upsetting even for Maul.
Right, right.
Even for a prick like Maul to be in that position, it upset me.
Because they treated him like an animal.
Yeah, I didn't think he deserved that at all.
No.
When he got let out of that, thankfully he wasn't in that too long, because my worry was that he was going to be transported back to Emperor Palpatine. Emperor Palpatine was going to torture him, and he was going to be stuck in there. Little did I know that really wasn't the plan.
Doesn't Palpatine torture him at some point or something like that?
Well, they fight in Clone Wars. There's I think there's a 3 or 4 episode story arc which features Maul and his brother.
Yeah, I remember that.
Press, and they're going at it. They're with that, and then Sidious comes in. I think they're on Mandalore, if I'm not mistaken. It had a lot to do with Mandalore too, you know. And they fought, and Sidious killed Savage Opress, and I forget he captured Maul. I think at that point, I don't know what happened after that. I don't remember.
I was a little surprised to find out that Sidious was just going to kill Maul, like along with every other Order 66 person. That was like his idea until Ahsoka let him out of that cage.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that you felt like you had hard feelings for Maul, because like, I mean, I look at him like he's the bad guy and he's getting what he deserves.
Because like ultimately, like truly, I look at him like he died in episode 1. That's like the trueness in my heart with Maul. But if I'm to believe that he is around and that he's in the Clone Wars, this character here, like I don't want him to be, let's say, sent back to Palpatine in this Hannibal Lecter thing, because now I've read the book Darth Plagueis, or I think it's just called Plagueis. That's about Palpatine's master and about Plagueis's master, Darth Tenebris, and they did experiments on like Force users. You know, Palpatine's master and his master. They did like these really horrible experiments on Force users, and that's kind of where I thought they were going to take Maul to be like tortured upon and stuff for like years and years. Then like when the Order 66 order comes out and the clones are like, oh, you gotta, I guess it was like a little special addition to the Order 66. Like, you know how in the movie he talked directly to Commander Cody in about Obi-Wan, kind of. He's like, you know, the time has come. Like he's talking to Cody, whereas you would have thought it'd be like a broadcast message. It seems like he talked to each individual like leader, and I guess in the earpiece that we didn't kind of see or we didn't hear, he's telling this one clone, was it Rex or maybe all those clones on the ship, like not only kill Ahsoka, but kill Maul too, because there's like a squad and they go, you know, you guys go kill Maul and we'll go after Ahsoka. And it was left me thinking like, wow, like they're just going to kill Maul. He doesn't fit into Palpatine's plan at all. It's almost like,
really, I mean, I kind of look at like everybody's expendable, right? I mean, that's life in general. We all die. Everybody's expendable, right?
I mean, especially to Darth Sidious. Darth Sidious doesn't give an F about anybody.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He don't give a crap about nobody. So everybody's, you know, anybody can get the axe at any time, right?
Now, let me
Sidious
like
says you're done. He gets rid of you.
I want to bring something up to you guys here, because this is about lightsabers, and this is about this episode 11. When Maul is let out of the cage, tell me if you guys felt the same way about what he was asking for. I think we will be unanimous on what he was asking for, even though he didn't really come out and say it. He said, at least give me a fighting chance. He said this to Ahsoka. He looked at her 2 lightsabers, like, just give me that short little lightsaber. Like, what's the problem here? Like, you know, you let me out of the cage. So doesn't that mean that, like, you know, don't you want me to?
He thought they were going to be teammates or something.
Something like, or at least
I don't know, man.
Give me a fighting chance. And she did have 2 lightsabers. Now knowing what you know from seeing episode 12, where she just discards the lightsaber in the snow or the sand. Okay, what is going on here? This is what I don't like. Like, she did not give Maul the lightsaber, which forced him to. He had to take extreme measures, you guys. He had to take the measure of taking down the hyperdrive and killing everybody. That was because she didn't give him the lightsaber. I'm telling you.
No. You're missing a point. That's because they were in the heat of battle. That's why she wouldn't give over her fucking lightsaber. And to be honest with you, if I'm in the middle of a world like right now, man, if the zombies come here and somebody comes to my door that is a zombie and they say, yo, listen, I'm a zombie, but can we be friends? I mean, I don't know. You don't know that person. Do you trust him? Do you hand them a weapon? She was playing smart. She let him out, and she even said, diversion. You're my diversion. You're going to cause ruckus. I know you. You're going to cause ruckus, and that enabled her to get out, right? So it was the heat of battle, which I would have to say, in the heat of battle, I'm not giving my weapon over either. But at the end of the war, you know, to her, that was it. The old war was over. There's no more clones. They're all dead, right? They're all dead. Oh, everybody's gone. Anakin's gone, right?
How about another?
It was over for her. So she said, "Fuck it. I don't need to carry this battle axe anymore. I'm leaving it here." And God bless Vader for picking it up, man, because I look at it like it's a collectible thing. I mean, it's the rarest thing on the world, in the planet, in the history, you know?
It's an untimely drop. It's an untimely drop because, first of all,
I got it. I get it. I don't think it's an untimely drop. I think that was an emotional thing for her. She just buried all these guys. Here's her weapon. You know, she don't need it anymore. Fuck it. Drop it. On, out. Ahsoka out.
I mean, with Order 66.
That's the way I look at it.
Like with Order 66 out there, maybe she does need it.
Hey, Hesh, you think she was like dropping the mic and just walking?
Yeah, kind of. In a different way, though, Gabe. You know.
I know what you're saying.
In a different way, though. You know,
yeah.
the war's over, Gabe. You're a police officer. You know. You God forbid you get in the middle of a battle on a street in town somewhere. You know. You got your weapon. You use your weapon. You're the last man standing, right?
Yeah.
Fuck it. You don't need your weapon anymore. That's why she dropped it. I got that.
I also felt like maybe she just felt guilty that she just used that as a weapon against her comrades. That
absolutely. I agree with that.
I feel like maybe the guilt got to her so bad, also on top of everything else. And maybe that's why she's like, you know what? I want nothing to do. It's over. The war's over. All the Jedi are dead. This is done. I don't need sabers anymore. I'm out.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. But I totally get your point too, man. But
she figures it's all over. The Jedi Order is done.
You think she shouldn't have dropped the hilt, man? You think she should have kept it?
No, I think she should have gave one of those hilts to Darth Maul when he asked, please, this means like my life. Yeah,
you did think so.
Yes, because she just discarded it later anyway. And Darth Maul went on. My point is, Darth Maul went on to cause such a chaos that he ended up killing. Like, you know how many troopers it takes to pilot one of those or to populate one of those starships? That
cruisers, sure.
It's like 2,000 or more people, right? So for this moment of morality. And I have another point about the lightsaber thing too. Let me just explain like a logic thing that I think there's a problem with. So, you know, she has some kind of like, I guess you have a couple points there that like she needed the two lightsabers because she fights with two lightsabers, right? The point I have to make about that is like, they tried to show in a sense that Ahsoka is equal to Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is how I see it, because Obi-Wan Kenobi defeated Darth Maul in episode 1. So Ahsoka fighting Darth Maul and kind of besting him tells me that she's on the same level, assuming that, you know, Darth Maul is at the same level that he was at and stuff. And
I agree with that.
Like equalizing her.
at this point in her career, yeah, I would say she is up there with, she's fought side by side next to him,
And you know how like Obi-Wan Kenobi, like at this very moment in this episode, was like taking care of General Grievous. And you remember the fight between him and General Grievous in episode 3, where Obi-Wan Kenobi has 1 lightsaber and General Grievous has 4. And Obi-Wan Kenobi's like good enough to take care of him, right?
Took it out, took the sabers out one at a time.
So I'm thinking like if Ahsoka equals Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Obi-Wan Kenobi needs 1 saber, can't Ahsoka deal with all those laser bolts and all the calamity that were to be going on the ship with her like longer regular lightsaber, and just give Maul that? I'm kind of dragging this point out, but that was my point. It's just to give Maul the Shoto, just to give Maul the Shoto.
I don't see that because
I think she could have deflected all that stuff and
he's
taking care of business.
Maul's been known as a bad guy, man. I mean, like he, don't forget, he killed Qui-Gon, So, you're talking Ahsoka, she's after Qui-Gon, but she's close enough there that she would have been, like under that next generation, so to speak, Qui-Gon goes and Ahsoka comes right in that time as what was she? I think I heard she was a teenager maybe when what's his name found her on that planet. When Plo Koon found her and brought her to the temple, she finding out she was force sensitive. But she just I totally lost my train of thought. Go ahead, Ant. Talk.
Jake the Snake says the nod to Sam Witwer as Starkiller when Maul starts violently throwing the clones around and rips the hyperdrive apart with the Force. I also thought there was a nod to the Force Unleashed when Ahsoka was holding back the ship that Maul was trying to escape on as well. There was actually a lot of different nods and stuff to different stuff. There was a Rogue One tie-in where in episode 11 Ahsoka says, I am one with the Force is with me. Right. So that was like a Rogue One tie-in that I kind of caught. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. And that scene with that Jake the Snake brings up with Maul ripping apart the hyperdrive, that was epic. There was music swell. There was this force, and the way he approached Harris, right? Like the fact that he didn't have a lightsaber, I was surprised at certain things that he did. It looked easy, right? Like even though he didn't have the saber, he made it kind of look a little easy, but it was smart. It was very smart. I think the Maul that they have in these Clone Wars episodes, the whole way through all the seasons, is a smarter Maul. It's like a different kind of Maul, right?
Yeah, he's a little bit sneakier too,
It's like the other Maul was like, like a ninja or some kind of ninja / samurai. Like he attacks with martial arts or something. This Maul is thinking.
Yeah. He's plotting, he's scheming, he's planning.
And he's like concerned with the plots of others.
Yeah. Well, he knows he's on the outs with Sidious. That's no secret, because he killed his brother and he fought him, and he knows he's on the outs with Sidious, and he's he's grasping at straws. He's trying to find, do you trust the Jedi? He's out for himself a little bit, right? Right or wrong?
The Jedi are taking over. JC Wenzel says they stuck the landing on the Clone Wars. Yeah, I mean that last scene and those last couple scenes. A lot of people were talking about the music and how the music was lining up with episode 3. I did hear a lot of the episode 3 cues and stuff, but there was some unique moments in the music for these episodes as well, especially in that last scene that we were talking about with Darth Vader in episode 12. That was a unique music to this show, and there was a lot of moments like that it just sounded similar to like an episode 3, and there was some episode 3 tunes in there as well. But then there was a lot of moments that were unique.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm the kind of guy, I don't give anything a 10. But I'll give it a 9.657.
Nice.
I really thought it was a great episode. I can't wait to go back and watch it again. The 2 or 3 episodes prior were great lead ups to it. She fought Maul up in that sky thing, and that was cool. Just
how old
the
is she
was
supposed to be in Clone Wars?
She's supposed to start out being 14.
No.
And how old is she at the end?
At the end of the Clone Wars, how old was she? Like 15, 16 years old?
I think she's supposed to be 15.
Really? I took her like in this last episode. I took her for her early 20s.
I hope so, Harris. I hope you're right, because like I heard that she was 15 or 16 or something. Now, if she was, that would be. I don't think that was right of the Jedi to let her leave then. If she was 15, here's the thing: she can't walk away like she did.
Well,
where's she going? She's going to be a runaway.
She doesn't have any. There's no blood ties to her. They're the only family that she knows.
Like they can't let her leave if she's only 15.
But what Ant is trying to say is she's a minor. She can't just walk out.
Dude. She can't just leave. Like if your daughter leaves the house at 15 years old, you're like, whoa. Like you can call the police.
You know what? All right.
The Jedi are the police.
Let me ask you this question, okay? Ray's parents left her on Jakku when she was little. That's the world. That's the galaxy. I mean, just because we have laws here in
but we're
United
talking
States
about
and Earth.
like Ray's parents were God knows who, like some kind of scumbags. But we're talking about the Jedi Order let her walk out the front door at a 15. I hope you're right, Harris. That I hope she was 19 when she left.
I take her. Yeah. Well, I took her. Well, okay. So if I was going to break that down, I would put her maybe 15 at the beginning of Clone Wars. And keep in mind, let's look at our timeline real quick. Because you got the Phantom Menace. I always mess up the names of the movies, but my brain, I count 1 through 6 and then 7, 8, 9. If you guys can follow that, so I'm going to use my number. Like
7, 8, 9. You could file under G.
Yeah. Okay. So, episode 1, we meet Qui-Gon, and we're with young Obi, right? Episode 2. Obi-Wan's, he's older. It's like, I'm going to say 7, 8 years older. Anakin was not an infant. I want to say, how old was Anakin?
10.
9, 10. Okay. So now when we see the next movie, episode 2, was Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Okay. So how old is Anakin in that movie?
In Attack of the Clones, he's supposed to be like what, 19 or something is he supposed to be? Or
he's young. He's young. He
16,
had the braid.
Maybe? Yeah.
He had the braid and he re-sees Padme. It's been a long time since he's seen Padme, right? Okay. Now expand that movie to number 3, and you got that young Anakin, and now you got the horn dog that's that he's married and she's knocked up, right or wrong. So follow her age with that same timeline, and you can kind of judge. I'm going to say at the beginning of the Clone Wars, she was about 15. When she left the Order, I would put her 19, 20. And then when we just watched tonight, I would put her 22, 23. What say you?
So in Rebels, how old was she in Rebels when she came back?
Older. That's later. Luke
is like in her 30s or something.
Luke is, or even late 20s, 29, 30, 28. I mean,
so there's like
because it would be 20 years later. It'd be 20 years later.
I mean, keep in mind those characters are behind those timelines, and that's how I kind of follow along. That's how
it's
I kind
about
of keep
20
it straight.
years between Clone Wars and Rebels.
I would say so in my head, because let's look at those movies as a timeline. Let's look at episode 4 versus episode 3. Episode 3, Padme just had the babies, right? He just became Vader. Episode 4, Luke Skywalker's 16, 17 on, what do you call it? On the sand planet. What the hell is it called?
Tatooine.
Tatooine. Thank you, Ant. Right? So that gives you that age timeline. So now Vader's been in the suit at the time of Luke Skywalker getting the Graflex, Vader's been in the suit now for 15, 17 years, right or wrong, Ant? You feel me on that?
In between 3 and 4?
Yes.
It's like, yeah, it's like almost like 20 years almost.
Yes. So now Rebels basically falls behind Luke Skywalker in that time period between episode
it is
3
like a couple years
and episode
before.
4.
Right, okay.
Episode 3 and 4. You follow where I'm going?
She might be like mid-30s or something.
Right. So you got to gauge that gap in age from here to here, and then from here to here, So that'll help you. And Ahsoka, I mean, she's young, but when she left the temple, I'm going to say she was 17, 18. How many runaways do you hear about 17, 18-year-old kids? That's when they run away from home.
If she could tangle with the likes of Darth Vader or not Darth Vader, but Darth Maul and
not
all
yet.
these people. She just did. She just did.
She just did, but this is a couple years later.
Yeah, but I'm saying if she could tangle with these people, I guess she could be on her own, right? Dark Sage from Twitch.
We saw her on her own. She made up. She hooked up with the two sisters. She was hanging with them. Keep in mind, I mean, you got to look at it like I do, or you don't have to. I'm just suggesting. But when you look at it, you look at the timeline, and you got to span it out in your head. And she was definitely, I'd say, in her late teens, maybe mid-teens, late teens, when she left the temple. And what we saw tonight was now another 2-3 years later. She was gone. She was out on the streets for 4 or 5 years doing her thing. And they even made mention to it in I think I counted 2 times that they mentioned that she's not a Jedi. They even said it, trying to trick the
the clones didn't care about that.
They didn't care, but that's what they did. They tried to trick the chip and say, whoop, okay, maybe she isn't a clone. She gave it up. So, okay, let's divert our attention over here. But no, they didn't give a shit, What's the comment? We got a nice big comment, Ant. Read that.
Dark Sage says, I differ from most people in the community on Star Wars. I think Disney was doomed to fail no matter what they did. With as big of a fan as Star Wars has, fan base as Star Wars has, it was impossible to please everyone. Did they make mistakes? Absolutely, and they should be accountable for them, but I think they were doomed to fail no matter what.
Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody in the fucking world is perfect. I don't care who you are. Okay.
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake was trying to rush, because that makes it a problem when you set a date to say we're going to, other Star Wars movies were made in 3 years, but we're going to do this one in 2, and we're going to do every one of these in 2. That's probably the first and worst mistake, because that means that you're going to try to beat some kind of clock, and you're also going to try to make quality. In the art world, they used to say, you can only, there's like 3 things. There's like good, fast, and cheap. And you have to pick 2.
You read my mind, Dan. You were going right where I was going.
You have to pick 2. Good, fast, and cheap. Pick 2. You can't have all of them. And they had the money to back it up. They had the artistry to back up all the special effects and all that. But I think they just said, listen, we're going to trust. We're going to put our trust in maybe the wrong people here. And
I've said it before and I'll say it again. And I always mix up the names, and I don't know everything. And this is just my opinion. I think Kathy Kennedy era of Star Wars. And listen, we have directors. There's plenty of good directors that made crappy, shitty movies. Maybe you've heard of them. Maybe you haven't. Some directors are fabulous, and then they'll put out a piece that's like a piece of shit. So Kathy Kennedy years, in my opinion, thumbs down. Okay. I'm going to say this, though. I'm going to say, and I might be saying their names wrong, Filoni and Favreau, thumbs up. That's what I'm looking at. And I'm looking at this, them giving us this tonight on May the 4th was like a gift. That was a gift to us. Even though we're paying, maybe they did rush it, Ant, but I'm happy with what I got, to be honest with you.
You know what else was given today?
I've watched Star Wars made by others, still Star Wars, but I've been disappointed with what I got. So take that with a grain of salt and make your own opinions and your own obsession, right?
Yeah, there was a couple more things that like came out today, pretty awesome, and also free stuff. There was a string of videos that came out today on YouTube by Star Wars, and it's the Old Republic soundtrack and there's no ads on these videos, so you guys can make like a playlist with there was like at least 10 or 12 Old Republic songs from the game The Old Republic. It's really, really cool songs, and I was listening to the songs today while I was doing like other work. I really thought they were cool, and I used to play the Old Republic. If you do play the Old Republic, these will like be recognizable to you. But you know, a lot of our sound fonts are based off of these Old Republic stories, Old Republic parts of the game. Like there was like you know that there's that sound font that was based off of those like two twins that carry the yellow bladed lightsabers from the Old Republic. Yeah. And they had like the song from them. There's like a song all about those twins. They have that, and a lot of the songs are like 6 minutes long. So you could have these 10 songs or so. You could have like a half-hour playlist with these. Pretty cool.
That's cool. Nice.
Melissa's World says we're kind of laggy on her end. Sorry about that.
Technology, baby.
I see an EU comment. Dark Sage says, I love the EU, but to be honest, I was not expecting Grandmaster Luke. Did I want Hermit Luke? Not exactly, but I was willing to accept a mix of both. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking. It was going to be some kind of mixture. My idea was have Luke go into exile for a reason, but still have him be a wise Jedi who knows things. I think if they had mixed the EU in with their stuff, it would have been better. Yeah, I mean, I thought when they said that they were going to cancel the EU back in 2014, and I mean, I had a sinking feeling in my heart, knowing that their ego must be telling them that they know better, that they can do better, and I just knew that that wasn't going to be the case. One of the things that they gave as a reason was that they wanted to keep everything succinct, to keep everything in line, so that if they started over from scratch, they could not have any like plot holes and things, and keep everything really well oiled. But as time went on, we realized that their stories have these, you know, problems with them, just like the old EU had its own little issues with continuity. This new continuity has its own issues too. So even though it's just a few years old, no one there is keeping a hold on it as well as they thought that they could in 2014. I think that people thought that they were going to have more of a author base that was like more of like the old author base that could keep it going, but they mixed in a lot of new authors in there as well. So things started to change. Even books that were like kind of redone, like the Timothy Zahn Thrawn era was kind of redone by Timothy Zahn himself. I've yet to read that book, so I don't know. I don't know, you know, if it's. I just heard it was not. It wasn't a good replacement for the old books.
Wasn't the EU timeline before Kathy Kennedy took over?
Right. So like when you know, when Disney bought Star Wars, they had said we are going to cancel the EU and we're going to usher in like our own expanded universe of books and things like that.
All that stuff that happened didn't happen.
According to Disney, it's something called Legacy. So it's like it's almost like their version of like What If, I guess, or it's just the old printing.
I get that. So, case in point, I am much happier with EU material, even though I'm not huge on the books. I'm a big fan of the Clone Wars. Again, wasn't Clone Wars prior to Kathy Kennedy taking over when it started? Now, yeah, but wasn't it there before she was?
Clone Wars was initiated by George Lucas.
Okay, so I rest my case. You just said the man's name.
Ahsoka was even like, I think, something that George Lucas approved of. You know, he doesn't necessarily approve of her living past Order 66 like she did in this show. He's like said that, but he approves of Ahsoka in general. You know, like whereas like someone like me thinks that, you know, Anakin, there was like no time, and this is in my mind, there's no time for Anakin to have an apprentice. And the fact in episode 3 that they told him that he wasn't a Jedi master kind of told me that he couldn't have an apprentice. But there's all different ways you could look at it. And like I said, I do accept it for what it is, as this Clone Wars like side story, which I enjoyed. And I think Gabe is somewhere in between me and you, Harris, where like you loved it. Gabe, what did you think overall, like the Clone Wars? Are you in love with it like Harris is? Are you somewhere in between?
I'm in between. I wasn't in love with it, but I didn't hate it either. It really, the Clone Wars really allowed my love for Ahsoka to flourish, because I never really liked her. She wasn't like a real character in the franchise to me. But watching the Clone Wars really made me realize what I was missing as far as how cool she is. She's really cool for being a young kid in this series. A little bit too much at points, you know, a little bit too much where, you know, there was points or times where she was acting, speaking, thinking and such. She was like some older, wise Yoda lady when she was just a kid. You know what I'm trying to say? So there was some parts of it. It really didn't sell me on it, but it did allow me to appreciate. It really allowed me to appreciate her more. And now it's like I want an Ahsoka movie out there. They should really do an entire Ahsoka movie and give her props, because think about it, man. Ahsoka in Clone Wars, you know, is badass compared to, like, say, Rey, who just showed up on the scene. Whereas
I like the adult Ahsoka, like from Rebels. Gabe, and you just watched the Rebels recently. What did you think of adult Ahsoka? Even though you only see her for probably a minute, right? Or maybe 2 minutes, like total.
But still, more when she showed,
right?
Yeah, when she showed up and she lit them sabers, I was like, that's it, man. They need to do a badass sideshow collectibles figure of adult Ahsoka, or a Hot Toys version of adult Ahsoka.
Two-way
and do like a movie or something. I don't care if it's like a cartoon animated movie, but they need to do.
Well, that's why if it's adult, I totally would love to see that casting that they have Rosario Dawson, because everything that Rosario Dawson's been in, I loved.
Now, what I read and from what you guys will probably know more than me, but excuse me, I think that if she comes out in whatever actress they get, if it is Rosario, whoever else, it's my understanding she's supposed to be like 45 years old in The Mandalorian, and she comes out. According to the timeline.
I thought The Mandalorian,
she would be, though, Harris.
Because
that would be after Return of the Jedi, so we're talking like years and years after A New Hope.
You're right. Return of the Jedi. Yeah.
So you're right. If she was like you had said,
she could be probably late mid 30s. Yeah.
No, well, if she was mid-30s, like you had said in Rebels, then she'd be 10 years older than that in The Mandalorian, because The Mandalorian is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So we're talking, 5 years until A New Hope, and then maybe even 15. Yeah, so if she was like 30 in Rebels, and we fast forward 5 years, and it's A New Hope time, and she's 35, and then we fast forward another 6 years for Return of the Jedi time frame, and she's 41 or so, and then a couple years after, she's 45. That makes sense.
I would love to have you use your artistic skills and make a thermometer, a Star Wars timeline. Ahsoka Tano, Luke Skywalker. You know what I mean? Something we can post up and show on here, like
how powerful they are.
Get together. You know how you're good at sketching stuff. You can sketch something real. You sketch that picture of my saber in what, like 10 minutes?
Yeah, but what do you mean, like a power chart of how powerful they are?
I guess what? I don't know the official name of it. No, like
you said thermometer.
Like a before Christ, after Christ, before Christ, BC, like a timeline.
Oh, a timeline.
On Star Wars. Yeah.
Well, if you're interested in like the EU timeline, every single time you would buy an EU book. Or they might have been in the comic books too, but every time you bought a book, even the paperbacks, the first 3 or 4 pages, Harris, they were the timeline. It was
Oh,
awesome.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
I
and
didn't know that.
it would show you like the pre-era, and then like all the way, and they would use Luke's era because, like you said, like it would be like Luke's era would be like AD, but they
So
call it
they're
after the
setting
Battle
the
of
time
Yavin.
frame right there. Prior
It would be,
to you're reading the book. They're setting
right.
the time frame. They're letting you know
You could see
where
the
this
title
is
of
happening in the
that
history.
book. Yeah, so
Very
like it'd be
cool.
like 10 years after ABY, which means like after the Battle of Yavin,
Right.
that type of thing.
Right.
Yeah,
I would like to draw one.
He binge watched the Clone Wars and they aged up Ahsoka as they went along. Yeah, so she's either 17 or 18 by the time that happens.
Rich
Yeah,
posted a little bit ago
19.
that he ordered some Ahsoka hilts.
Solo's Hold. He said he spent a lot of money today on a bunch of saber parts.
Can you pop up a picture of them? Can we see them?
Yeah, let me look that up. Because I think he means the Solo's Hold one, which you looked up last time, is like the OG Ahsoka, like we saw in episode just today, where they were blue for her.
Yes.
For her, but they were
originally
green.
Were green. Yeah.
So that'll make sense if you install, NeoPixel stuff into them. You could do all different colors.
Anakin did say I did a little work on them for you. What didn't he say something like that? I tuned them up, or I did a little work on them for you, something like that.
He kept them going or whatever he said, and I guess he it made an upgrade, whatever he said, and they ended up being blue.
Right.
Let's see here.
And she didn't really seem to care. Would you be upset if somebody changed your saber color?
No, well, like I personally think that Jedi don't care about like what Anakin said there would be, in my opinion, the most that any Jedi would ever discuss the color. In my opinion, like
okay.
Unless there was some kind of identification. Like there was an instance in a comic book I just read, Anakin and Obi-Wan #5, which came out in 2016, a few years back, but I just read it a couple days ago. And in this story, Obi-Wan finds a scavenger who, in the story, has a photograph of a lightsaber, of someone wielding a lightsaber. They're cutting off limbs with the lightsaber, but it's in black and white. Ah. And so they're talking about the photo, and Obi-Wan says, by the way, because the people are basically saying that they worship. This used to be like a moving photo of the person doing their sort of killing dance with their laser sword, and they used to really like worship and like learn a lot from this.
Maybe it's the form. It's the form, the saber form. That
they were cutting off limbs too in the photograph, but the photograph had froze and it was only black and white. So Obi-Wan said, by the way, like what color was that picture you were worshiping, the lightsaber in the photograph of the person you were like worshiping? Because he was concerned, like, are you worshiping like Jedi traditions or Sith traditions? And she goes, it was red. So they were the whole time, they were like worshiping like Sith people the whole time. Hexx Saber says, not to change the subject, but you guys see Saberforge moving to Golden Harvest for their top tier board. Just saw it on the Facebook page.
I don't even know what Golden Harvest is.
Me either.
What is Golden Harvest?
I read that earlier.
If they do a smooth swing type of thing, that's smart. Or anything with like NeoPixel.
What's Golden Harvest?
I'll look that up in a second. But here's the Solo's Hold Ahsokas you asked about.
Okay, so they're the Clone Wars version, not the Rebels version.
Yeah, and these ones are obviously, they're made by Solo's Hold. They're machined to a really, really awesome standard.
Yeah, they're beautiful hilts. I love the little Shoto. I think it's cool as shit, man. I love it. Killer. So cool.
You'd think I'd know about every single one of these soundboards, and even though they sound totally familiar to me, I'm just not up on all of them.
I've never heard of the Harvest one.
See, this looks like to me, this looks like the KR board, but is this something similar? I'll pull it up. And I think we've pulled this up before and discussed it. My brain is scrambled with all this new tech.
The KR board is the Verso, right?
Right. Tell me if this looks just like the Verso to you when I share this.
I'm not even familiar with the Versa.
It's very new.
Coven got me out of touch, man.
So this is the Golden Harvest V3. I think we brought this up on the show before. I'll read it to you. It says, let me see here. If I can get past the BS here. Okay, yeah. The popular online configurator of the old version of the Golden Harvest will soon be available also for the 6HV3 GH Golden Harvest V3, including a preview animation for NeoPixel effect. To check out the full set of features. Oh, wait a second. Let's see. I don't know, you guys. I can't find it in there.
I'd like to know how big that is.
It looks
And
very small.
I was gonna say it looks
where's the
tiny.
SD card? Is there an SD card on it?
Yeah, you know what? Well, first of all, it says it's out of stock.
First said it will be 100% NeoPixel.
That's awesome. Good for them. Only 4 years too late.
True that.
Every single Jedi, including your friend Saberforge, is now an enemy.
Kill him, Anakin. I love it. Kill
Jake
him,
Stuff says
Anakin.
quality, speed, cost. They say the same thing in engineering. Yeah, I knew they must have, right? You could pick two of them. You could pick two. Well, that's awesome. You know, anytime that they are going to switch to, I mean, there's just going to be issues, though. I mean, component blades coming out in this type of quantity. Woo. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen there? Wish them all the luck with that. I think they're using a great board. I hear a lot about this Golden Harvest. I heard a lot that it's a good board.
We shall see.
Steve says, I've been playing the Old Republic this whole time. The whole time, meaning this whole show or the whole, since 2011 that it has been out. I bought a computer back in 2011 to play that game specifically just on that computer. I bought a laptop because I didn't have a computer that could play it. And then Revan Reborn from the FX Saber forums fell in love with the game at my house on that computer and bought my computer from me to go play the game with. Because by that time I was like, I knew I had to give up that game because it was taking up all my time. And it ended up taking so much of his time. He like set up a bot or something and he was going to work and letting the bot do something while he was at work. And then the game found out and got him in trouble. He had to be like they kicked him out of the game for a month. When they find out stuff like that. Jedi Fallen Order got a new free downloadable content update. I did see that today. It's some kind of, is it a fighting? It's some kind of like mode. They give you like a new game mode. Gabe, you might be into that. It might be some kind of online thing. I'm not sure. Maybe where you fight people.
Yeah, they give you more like skins for your little bot. Choose from and different options. Oh, they even give you a Sith version of Cal Kestis and Inquisitor Kestis or something like that they call them. Yeah, a couple different updates on there is pretty badass. I might play it over again.
The ignition sound of Ahsoka's white sabers is one of the best. I agree.
Love it. Yeah.
I like her as that adult rogue Jedi. That's pretty cool in Rebels. I thought she could have done more. In Rebels, especially with those white sabers. I felt like a lot of the cool stuff in these cartoons was even left off screen. Rich says, yeah, the Saberforge stuff will be 100% NeoPixels. KR said he will probably make the Rebels one at some point. The Rebels one. Oh, the Rebels version of Ahsoka.
The Ahsokas, yeah.
I guess especially since that they just became... Oh, the Rebels version. No, doesn't Cal make the Rebels version already? Do you mean that he will make the Clone Wars version, like the ones that we just saw? Oh, Golden Harvest is a German board. Huge pads. Harris, we might like this one. I love German stuff. German stuff is usually engineered great. And to have what looked like it's called Golden Harvest, but probably golden contacts. That's got to be pretty cool. And if the pads
Nice
are
big pads.
big as they look, that's a plus for us.
Yeah.
That would be real nice. And the size of that house,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
some of these small
that's
hills.
what I couldn't tell. What do you think? You think it's smaller than the CFX?
I think so. Yeah, it looks like you could probably chop off like a 1/4 inch off the long
Really?
side of a CF10 and maybe a couple
See if
millimeters
you can
off the
find
other
it.
side.
See, I want to see the other side. See if you can find the side with the card on it. I
Yeah,
want to
let
see
me
the side
see
with
if
the
I
card.
can find another.
I mean,
Page of
what
this.
I don't, I see chips on that board and pads on the edges. There's pads on the ends, but I didn't see like a main. You know, like the CFX and the Profi. The Profi has one too. I think the main like main CPU chip on the top of the CFX. I didn't see like a main bulk chip, right? So if we get rid of that, that's like a lot of real estate on that little.
Oh, I
card.
got something here. Let me share this. This is the specs. I think you'll like this. Let's
Oh,
read
nice.
this to you.
Very cool.
Okay, so the specs here: Golden Harvest soundboard. The Golden Harvest soundboard has following technical specifications and provides all the following features: tiny dimensions of 31 millimeters by 21 millimeters. Harris, that's tiny because 21 millimeters is less than an inch. 31 millimeters is a
Okay.
little over an inch. That's
right.
pretty small. Powered by a single 3.7, 4 LED channels with up to 4 amps each that are independently configurable, can drive up to quad crees, capable of delivering 16 amp in some. If you need a high current, please make sure your battery can provide that. Can drive up to 200 accent LED. Whoa, what?
200 accent LEDs.
What? Is that a mistake or do they mean NeoPixel accent LEDs?
I don't know. Like
Can
usually, like
drive
on my
to
hill
200
here,
accent? What?
I have three
Wait, what? Fully
3
customizable.
millimeter, right?
Even
200 of these. 200
okay.
of these.
Do they mean NeoPixel? I don't know. Accent. If they have customizable accent LEDs, does that mean it's like it could be like a string blade? Fully functional, accessible even if you use only one momentary switch. Customizable sensitivity. High sophisticated motion engine detects clashes, stabs, spins, and swings. Revolutionary proprietary sound engine. So I guess it's something that's going to be like, or that's like Smooth Swing, but something else. 12-bit audio sample resolution, and then 99 sound effects per swing or clash or stab or spin are available. Overwhelming light effects, fully customizable. Pulse effects, flicker, fade in, fade out. What else here? 600 different parameters. This is powerful. This sounds nice. Pairable with fonts on the fly, because I think this is what you were asking about, Harris. Like, how do you get fonts in and out of this? Let's see. Up to 99 different.
Card, right or no? It's got to have card on it.
I just didn't see any card side. Oh, okay, free firmware updates, which you can simply install yourself by saving a file on your micro SD card. Okay, so on the other side is a micro SD card, I guess.
Yeah, it's got to have a micro SD card.
Very nice. I guess it's like the size of a nano biscotti is what it is.
Does it seem acceptable to the console?
Say again, Gabe?
Does it seem acceptable to the console?
I think it's acceptable. We should test it out.
And what's the price there? $80? Is that what it is?
Well, this is I don't know how to convert. I don't know what that converts to.
I said it's half the price of CFX, Rich is saying. It's a little bigger than the Verso.
Harris, what's your favorite sound font right now? Steve wants to know.
I'm still loving Pitch Black. Still
Pitch
loving
Black.
Pitch Black.
Gabe,
Yeah.
what about you? One of your
Same.
Graphics fonts? What's your favorite font right now?
Selection.
The same one, dude. I haven't changed it. I haven't
And what's
changed
that?
font,
Like
man.
the Ray, something Ray?
Yeah, the K-Sith Ray Skywalker. This thing is amazing. I love it. I love this. The
Gabe.
K-Sith package.
Gabe.
It comes with this one and the Ben Solo. Hold on.
Sound bank selection. Ray Skywalker.
Ray Skywalker. Leia.
The last Skywalker.
Ah, there you go.
Kylo Ren is dead. My son is alive.
Yeah, that's the Ben Solo. So that Ben Solo and the Ray Skywalker
Sound bank
come
selection.
together
The last.
as a package.
Ray Skywalker.
All you want is for me to hate what?
And that Graphics, oh my god. The way K-Sith did that Graphics, forget it. I literally do not switch to any other font. It just stays there. It's awesome. Highly recommend that font for anybody that's a fan of the Graphics.
Gabe,
The last Skywalker.
let's battle. Let's battle.
Virtual saber dueling. That's what we've come to at the era of the pandemic.
Right?
Virtual saber fighting. But Gabe, you have a really good way to do that, which is on your
We are, baby.
Oculus.
I know.
The Snake
Right
says, Anthony, if I DM you a vid of my Star Killer, will you put it on a live stream? Absolutely, definitely.
Yeah, man. Heck
Send me that vid.
yeah.
I'll put in my email so you
Still
can
got mine. Still
send it
got
to my
mine here.
email.
The Star Killer.
Look at that chamber, baby.
Nice.
Love this thing. Trying to hold it steady so you guys can get a good look. Did a little weathering there on the bottom. So you guys think of that. Actually weathered the whole lower section.
It looks very evenly done.
Yeah, I wanted it to look weathered but well taken care of, you know? You know, think of it like if you were to buy a genuine Graflex today and you know, you got it home and you paid $800 for it, but the thing's 80 years old. Clean it up a little bit, you know, some Q-tips don't fit in the little nooks and crannies. You know, you use a piece of paper towel, clean it up, some polish, make it new again. That's what I wanted to go with when I weathered that hill. Good stuff. But this is my main hilt right now. I love this thing.
That's your fully
I haven't
custom.
had totally custom. This is the Kyojin Rebuild, the tiny giant rebuild. I love this. I love
I love
showing
the
this
way
off
that
right
emitter
now.
looks. And you're still not done with the layers on that emitter.
No, I kind of, let me see if I can get it in close to show you guys. This is unscrews. And then we slide the shroud up. That opens it up on the, here you can see it open and close right there. And there's the crystal chamber inside. You guys want to see what it looks like lit? There it is in red.
That looks sick.
And let's go to a different font.
Sound bank selection. Crystalline workshop.
I like this one. I like Crystalline Workshop. I like to make pretend I'm
Configuration saved.
Make pretend I'm fixing the saber, and the saber's talking to me.
Chassis disengaged. Crystal core exposed.
That sound when it comes on, I like to open the help like a steam engine opening up. Love this. And you know what my favorite one is? Let me see if I can get it to do it.
Timing circuits misaligned due to impact. Recalibrate. Crystal unstable. Avoid impacts during repairs. Repair aborted. Malfunction on regulator A14 at induction coil. Replace immediately. Failure. Filter stabilizer malfunction. Be careful. This is not a wooden toy. Nerf herder.
Love that. We nerf herder.
Rich says that Golden Harvest board is half the price of a CF10. Wow. Okay, that's awesome.
Wow, that's pretty good prices.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I had read that it's going to be bigger, a little bigger than the Verso, and half the price of the CFX.
Wow, incredible.
Wow.
So I'm curious to see how that's going to be.
I actually have some sad news, you guys, in the Saber community. I don't know if you guys are all familiar with JQ Sabers. They've been a company that's been around for probably since Sabers started, probably 20 years ago, 15 years ago at least. I don't know. Now it was Susan and Darren at JQ Sabers. Susan has unfortunately passed away a couple weeks back. So I just want to send my condolences over to Darren and everybody who loves Susan, everybody at JQ Sabers. I love JQ Sabers from the very start. They have always been to me like I've always loved Vader's Vault, and I've always loved JQ Sabers the same way. As far as I thought their designs, just the top-notch designs. Darren does the most excellent work, and Susan was usually the one who you'd speak to if you sent them an email or had a inquiry or would speak to them about a product. And that was the case when I was getting a lightsaber from them. So that's the one time that I know I talked to Susan, a couple of the times I was purchasing a lightsaber. So, I just wanted to let you guys know about that and send my condolences over to JQ Sabers, who are just super, super awesome. And I've actually, if you haven't been to their website, they offer a lot of stuff for the UK. I just recently bought a couple CF10s because the Custom Saber shop was out of them. And Steve on here, ST Productions in the chat, texted me and said, listen, the CF10 is out of stock on the Custom Saber shop, but JQ Sabers has some CF10s. So I placed an order from JQ Sabers. It's just another spot that you guys can check out when you're looking for either like a custom saber. They do like epic work, or they have a store on their website too. And it also has parts that you might need for like custom saber shop style parts, even parts for like NeoPixel blade builds, parts for building your lightsaber. Pretty awesome place to go, especially if you're in the UK, but you can order from anywhere. Obviously, I'm in the United States. I just placed an order for a couple crystal focuses. Didn't really pay too much, maybe just a little extra for shipping is like what I had to pay. But I figured it was worth it to get them in, considering I didn't know if the Custom Saber shop was going to like come back in stock with those boards and when, Yeah,
did you guys see the post TCSS made today?
No, what'd they say?
They made a post on Facebook saying that they did not do made the fourth sale today because their inventory is low stock with the shipping problems and getting stuff together with the COVID thing. So they are going to do. They're going to work diligently to get restocked, and they're going to have an even better sale on another day, another time in the hopefully close future. They're going to do another sale, and you'll get even better deals from what they were saying today.
Cool. Yeah, maybe something like later in the summer when things become different. So
Nice.
Any of you guys planning on watching Rise of Skywalker on Disney Plus?
I got a half a chicken salad sandwich waiting for me, and that's going to be exactly what I'm going to do when we say goodbye to each other tonight.
Oh wow, okay.
That's exactly where I'm going. I'm going
So
right to because
this
I
just
haven't seen
came
it
out
since the
today.
theater one time.
Yeah, like I haven't seen it in full, so I was
Yeah.
planning on watching it on Disney Plus
I-
as well.
I wish you and I were sitting together watching it, bro.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking of doing? You might almost be able to watch it with me in a sense, because I was actually thinking about watching it for the first time kind of online where you can sync up with me. Like maybe not live, but maybe I'll record a video where I'm watching it. I'll tell you to start at a certain time and we can kind of have a sort of a conversation about it.
I'd love
I don't know, I
to,
was
while
thinking
we're
of something
watching,
like
I would
that.
love to do that. And if you don't mind, my son said he wouldn't mind watching it later. Would you mind if my son sat in on that? Be interesting.
Yeah, well,
to
no,
hear
I
from
don't know
him.
if it'll be later tonight, but yeah, when we do it, yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
I'm ready to do it tonight. I want to do it tonight.
Well, for sure, go ahead and watch that
tomorrow.
tonight. No, I don't. I have work to do. I can't do that tonight.
All right,
Plus,
all right.
I wanted to
Well,
go
I'm
through.
off tomorrow.
I wanted to go through all the movies first. So I was going to do a video where I watch A New Hope and talk about A New Hope, and eventually get to episode 9. So it's not something I'm trying to do like tonight or tomorrow, really. But wanted to go through all the movies.
I would love to do that with you. That'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Jake, email me anything you need. You could use like a file sender if the movie's big, and I'll open that up.
Nice.
Oh, awesome! He's using Pitch Black in one of his fonts as well. Yeah, Pitch Black is a favorite of ours. We're always testing our bass
Lord Blako
sounds on that
Lord
and stuff.
Blako.
Yeah, it's an epic font. That will always be a classic.
And I think when you get it now, he's giving you the old one too. You're getting the original one too.
Yeah.
They updated it for Smooth One. He did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he gives you the original one in case you got a Saber that doesn't have smooth swing on. It doesn't have CFX. You know, like my old personal hilt, my old MHS hilt. It's I'm running a CF8 or a CF9, I think. On that, yeah. Eventually, I'd like to upgrade that.
I want to show you guys something funny that I found. Tell me if you think this will work. Tell me if you think this will work on my stubborn belly fat. Do you think, is this something that will work?
Make it bigger, Ant.
Let me see here.
Fat freezer?
It's the fat
Oh,
freezer.
come on, dude.
It's a cryo freeze. I was thinking about buying this and attach it to my Jedi belt and see if I could lose some weight with it. It's supposed to do like a cryo freeze chamber, but just for one abdominal. What do you think? Do you think it'll work?
I think you should spend the money buy another Saber.
What do you?
He already has like 200.
You're not gonna know till you try it.
I don't know. Should I back this? It's like a gigantic like iPhone 7 Plus that you strap to your belly.
You know, now I'm looking at it. It would make a cool looking like a belt buckle on a Jedi belt.
Maybe if the Jedi in question was Hagrid.
Hagrid.
That's funny. That's funny.
Like this is
How much? How much is
silly.
it?
I don't know. Let me see here. Check it out. I clicked on it. Let's see what
You
it
need
is.
to get out of your house, yeah. You've been stuck in the house too long.
It's $500, but it's marked down to $189. It's 62% off, and it comes with
buy another Saber.
It comes with a wait. Let me show you. It comes with a special extender belt for your fat. Hold on, I'll show you. It comes with like you really. This is better. This is better than you imagined. Because look, it's like Darth Vader's breathing apparatus, but it's for your belly. Look at it. It's got ferrolite cryptolysis. Cryptolypolysis. Cryolipolysis. It's like lipotherapy. It's like liposuction, but it's with freezing. Cryolipolysis. This is some
Ah.
Star Wars tech right here. You do not want to look at this. You do not want to bypass that. You could look like this.
Listen. If I look like that, I'd never leave the house. Listen, and I got a question.
Automatic air doors has an automatic airlock, just like the Death Star.
Oh my God.
So you know what? Then you can't get sucked out into space.
It's
It'll
cordless.
suck the fat out, but it won't suck you out into space.
If you had to make the choice between charging your lightsaber or charging your Cryptolysis 9000, which one would you choose?
I'm not holding a crystal for nothing.
All right, hold on, you guys. Let's take a look at this Starfire lightsaber. We're gonna do an unboxing.
I got a quick question for you before you get into that. You sent me a video on email, and you said Harris must watch. That was it. So when I get an email from you with a video in there that says Harris must watch, I gotta figure it's pretty fucking important, dude.
And I already forgot what it was. What was it?
Dude, I opened it up. I didn't get it. It was like 2 laser tag guns. Am I right?
No,
what
I don't know.
What were you showing me? You were showing me 2, like they were shooting at looked like paper laser tag guns shooting at a target.
Oh no, that was Eastern 57's Mandalorian airsoft builds that I thought you would love because they're
like replicas of the Mandalorian guy.
Airsoft pistols, but made up to look like the whoever was in the Clone Wars cartoon, I think is what it was. I thought it was something that you would really love.
All right, so they're like airsoft, so they actually shoot like a little
airsoft
or little tiny plastic.
He was like shooting glow in the dark things.
Wait, let me show this. You ready?
Glow in the dark bullets for airsoft.
So, Jedi Hesh here. I got plenty of my my quirks, right? So one of my quirks for years that I loved to do was making blasters. So I'm going to show you this. I'm getting ready. I got to move soon, but I'm packing this up so it's all out. Check this out. I'm going to turn the camera around. This is laser tag. It's off the cuff.
I love laser tag, dude.
But
I love
laser tag. If you like laser tag, check this out. I'll show you my little collection here. You ready? Oops, hold on. I got to flip it. There we go. So where can we start here? Where can we start? Look at all this laser. This is all laser tag. And this is just what I have out of the box. I have plenty in the box. So let's start with the original. Where's my original? Here's one of the originals. Here you go. A Photon. You guys know that one?
Oh yeah, I used to have or no, I didn't have that one. I had laser tag.
This is the original laser tag.
What's the white laser tag?
The white was the rifle.
What was that any better?
Laser tag rifle it shot farther. It had a lighted scope. Wait, I'll go. You ready? Here, I got it on a mannequin. There's my laser tag helmet.
Wow, that's something else. That's sick.
The sensor.
I remember that.
So
I had the black version of the sensor that came with the black gun.
So there's been many versions of laser tag over the years, and with an occasional Nerf gun thrown in here. But this is all laser tag, and I'll show you something I built. This is one of the latest ones. This is the Nerf laser tag, and Jedi Hesh can't just take laser tag for what it is. I got to modify it.
You feeble Jedi.
So I'll show you what this looked like originally. If I have another one. Hang on. Where is it? Here.
You feeble skills.
So you guys see this laser tag gun?
For the power of laser tag?
I turned it into this with a real red dot scope and an active laser.
It'll actually shoot you.
Yeah, with a laser. Here, I don't know if you.
Wow, that looks cool. Now, does that shoot the airsoft bullets or something?
No bullets. This is just laser tag, just like beams of light. This was actually the last one I just showed you was Nerf. That was a Nerf version, and I have another version that's pretty cool here. Oh, I know where it is. It's in one of the one of those like belts that I made. I keep it. Check this out. This is laser tag too, man. But this is Heshy's version of laser tag. You know, and all that stuff that was on that other one, the red dot scope and the laser. That'll all fit on this. This is like early '90s laser tag. I made this mount. You can put any scope you want on it. And I made a holster. It fits on this. Reminds me of the belt you were looking at, Ant, but this don't suck fat. Yeah, I just thought you guys would find that interesting. I didn't understand what you showed me, that video. I kind of lost it on that video.
Yeah, because I've showed you other Eastern 57 videos before.
Okay. All right, let's do the unboxing, bud.
Okay.
I'm getting hungry. And
Yeah, I gotta
the
go soon, too.
Skywalker saga is calling me.
The attack by the cryo freeze has left me scarred and deformed.
The attempt on my abdomen has left me deformed.
The attempt to skip my workout has left me deformed.
Oh my God! Talking about workout, real quick, I started those the Jedi, or not Jedi, but the lightsaber arms off the Terra
you like
Prime
that, huh?
YouTube. Man, let me tell you something. That's actually a good freaking workout. And it's not a heavy workout, but it's good for your core. You just stand there and practice, follow along. And these videos are like almost an hour long, and you just follow along. And I was sitting here.
It's good for your chi.
Yeah,
right? Your chi, right?
Yeah. It's really good. I liked it, and I want to continue doing it. It's Terra Prime armor like that. I think you lightsaber armory.
Cut out there for a second.
Let me look it up.
It was Terra Prime Light Armory.
Yeah, let me check real quick.
Okay.
Gabe, do you do that on the VR stuff? Is that where you do it?
No.
Or
pop it on the.
You pop it
on the television.
You're holding the saber.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Terra Prime Light Armory.
Terra
you do
Prime
it
Light Armory.
like it's a workout in front of the TV.
Yeah, pop it on the television.
Pretty cool.
Turn on the saber and just follow along. And he's standing there for like almost an hour doing different training exercises for different. Yeah, and he explains it. He talks it through. And they have right now, due to the quarantine, the COVID, and all the lockdown stuff, they have an entire online academy you could follow and everything like that. Just follow all the YouTube videos and stuff.
He charges for that, right? Like you pay per video, or you buy the series?
No. Well, the ones on YouTube are all free. You can watch the whole. Yeah, it's all free. You just go on YouTube, look up his channel. I think he does have some lessons you pay for on a website, on an official website. But the YouTube videos are all free. You can just watch, follow along. I did a lot of warm-ups, a lot of exercises for different lightsaber forms. And I'm starting with the basics.
Looking better, too, afterwards, I thought.
After it's pretty cool.
It looks smooth.
Yeah, it looks a lot smoother. Just one lesson, dude, and it changed my whole way of swinging the saber around, man, just with one lesson. I sat there for 20 minutes, followed along. And after that, I was good to go because now I know what I had to do. It's just a matter of, instead of spinning like crazy, slow what they're doing down so you can get the form right. Once you get your forms right, then you could speed it up, and now you're more consciously aware of your shoulders, of your back, of all your body parts that go into, doing these forms properly. And I don't have it down packed. That's, that takes years of practice. That's why you have, when you see these professional martial artists, man, they're like flawless with their weapons and all. But it did change, the way I was doing it, because I was just sloppy all over the place, having fun with it. And so with this stuff now, you could just focus and really concentrate on it. You follow along. He's got some videos that are like as short as a couple minutes long to videos that are like an hour long. And you could just follow along with him, and he walks you and he talks you through every movement, every process, and why and how and all that stuff. And I promise you watch one of these videos and follow that. It'll hook you up, man. And again, you're not doing no harder stuff. It's not like you're lifting weights and going to the gym. It's just you're standing.
How long are they, Gabe?
It's all fun with your lightsaber.
Yeah, it's just fun with your lightsaber. Some videos are short. Some videos are like a couple minutes long, and others are.
remember how you wanted to do like calisthenics before we started working? Whenever we get together,
Yeah, I want you to do yoga.
I say we should start doing that together. You and
Oh,
me.
that'd be great. Yeah.
It's
We
almost
should-
like yoga, man, because it really engages your core, man. You're sitting still, you're sitting there, moving, and it really
Yeah.
engages your core. And you're not busting your butt. It's not like lifting weights where you're like, after 5 minutes, I can't do anymore. I need a break. It's very cool. It's very simple. It's very easy to do. It's all in
Dave,
the.
you'll be our instructor, Dave. You'll lead
Yeah.
the class, and
Yeah.
Matt and I will be your students.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. I highly recommend Terra Prime Light Armory
Let's do it.
on YouTube
Let's do it.
and their website.
I'm down. I'm down for that.
Yeah. Totally worth it.
All right,
Totally
join me
worth
with this unboxing. I've got a Starfire hilt in this box. It just came today. I sliced it open, so that made it easier for us right now. But
Nice.
let's see what's in
You
here.
didn't peek yet, huh?
No, I looked at this,
Nice.
which was like the. Remember, I think Rich told us last time that it comes apart in 3 ways. So this is the hilt that I got, although I got a different like weathered version, and this just tells
Nice.
us how it comes apart, Harris, like what
Nice.
to take off to remove
Yeah.
stuff, I think. And then let's see, got it packed real nice here, some paper on top and bottom, and
For those that don't know, Ann always likes when I take the sabers apart, because I think he's afraid to scratch them at that point. And my hand shakes so much, I end up scratching them anyway. So. But this is weathered, yeah?
yeah,
Oh,
so
nice.
this is the Starfire hilt.
Nice.
Dave, I forget what this one's called, but wow, this
Somebody
one.
mentioned it last week when we were on live.
Oh yeah, maybe I pulled up the name. Wow, it's like precisely the size that I thought it was going to be, which is like, this is nice.
Like a one-handed hill.
Correct? Does
Yeah.
the size feel good?
It
good
feels
size?
really good because like I was thinking it looked like kind of like a ninja sword, and I really think that it does feel like a ninja sword.
Nice.
And look, it'll allow us to put in our own 12mm button. I was thinking of having Jason from the Mad Science Workshop, JB Kuma, make us maybe like a NeoPixel lit 12mm.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
there.
nice. How about a secondary button?
Secondary button, we could maybe like, there's a slot there opposite the main button. Wouldn't that be a great spot for like a bar graph
Hide it in
and right
there
next
for
to
an
it, like
activation?
maybe a bar graph and then the aux button in there? Or
Nice.
yeah, I could see some of the set screws there. I also got it because I like the pommel. I love those cutouts like Bombarda did on my JSK Jaina, where it just got those 3 slits or those 4 slits.
Nice.
That looks very Star Wars to me.
Looks more like a vent or an exhaust than it does a speaker hole.
Yes, and I do like that
Yeah.
look. I like the way this is weathered. It does look exactly like the pictures where you could see it's like got black paint and stuff
Yeah.
where some of it's taken off, but
Hey, can you hold the pommel up so I can see the pommel? Just hold it steady. I want to see the side of it if I can. I want to see like the cubes. Get a little closer, can you? Yeah, I wanted to see the cubes. Nice. It's like
yeah, that looks
like
kind of like a
Obi-Wan,
Revan.
but squashed a little bit.
Yeah, like an Obi-Wan or like a Revan. This part up by the emitter looks like it's we could attach something to it, almost like it's bunny ears or it's some kind of greebly. It's
And
got
the
these,
red greebly is the screw, the set screw.
yeah, that's the blade retention, and then look,
Blade
it's
retention,
also
yeah.
got some bunny ear looking thing right here that looks
Nice.
cool. And then the vents that will be like blade shine through.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that little
There.
bunny ear at the top there? That's something I want to put on mine, like a more of a custom, not an exact bunny. That's like that. Like if you look down it like it's a gun, yeah, like a gun barrel.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I want to put on mine. Some kind of bunny ears like that.
Oh, and Harris, if you look at the side cutouts when I hold it that way of the emitter, it kind of looks like, let's see.
Flat.
It kind of reminds me of the saber that you just did your custom where it has these slits down the side.
Yeah. Here.
But also these flat-sided bits are pretty unique to this saber here. Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's a Starfire
Nice.
Saber I just got off eBay. Real happy with
Does
the
it
way
open
this
up,
looks.
Ann, or is it just a solid and like
Yeah,
a,
like the pommel will unscrew here.
does the
And
bottom come off?
oh
at all
yeah,
to
this will
reveal,
that will unscrew also.
nice. Can I see what that looks like when you take that off? Show me the other section. Is there room for a set screw so we can mount a chamber in there if you wanted to?
Looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
Looks like it. There's a good amount of, I don't know if
Oh,
you'll
there's
be
nice
able to
space.
tell.
About an inch? Looks to be about an inch, Ant. What do you think?
Cut like maybe 2 inches before you get to where the emitter needs its space.
No, how big is it around? About a 1 inch size? The opening.
Yeah, I think
The
so.
opening. About an inch. Okay. Cool. You put a
Very
nice
nice.
chassis in there if you wanted to.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, guys, well, we're going to wrap up this show. I want to thank everybody that was in the chat for joining us here, and anyone that's
Yeah.
going to watch this video in the future. It will be posted to my channel as soon as we're done here. You
I want
wanted
to throw
say
something out real quick before
Yep.
we sign off. I want to throw something out. I got a chance this weekend to play music with a friend of mine. Gabe, you know nobody's playing music lately, right?
Yeah.
There's no gigs.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing gigs. My buddy, who's one of the premier guitar players in the area, Mr. AJ Slick, is a lifelong friend of mine. He's actually the first guitar player I ever played with. And we did a little gig Saturday night on his back porch. It was me, him, and his bass player, Wayne. Wayne's a great guy. We played a few hours. The cops didn't show up until almost midnight, and it was a lot of fun. And he televised it on social media like what we're doing now. And we had a lot of people watching. It was a lot of fun. If anybody wants to take part in that, you can go to my Facebook page, Harris Schlesinger, SCHLESINGER, 1 S in the middle. Please watch. Tell me what you think. Some of it was cool. I was playing stuff, you know, Gabe, just so you'll get it, Gabe. He's a blues guy, Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of guitar player.
Yeah.
And awesome player. And he invited me out, and we did like some Beatles and some Stevie Ray Vaughan. It was a lot of fun. So if any of you guys are interested in music, want to take a look at that, I would appreciate it. Thank you. And that's it,
Cool
Ant.
bean.
I'll give it back to you, buddy.
Awesome. Oh, Jake the Snake says, my vid? Oh, I was thinking he meant a future episode of Saber Talk. But no, if you want to see it right now, let me pull that up. Let me pull this video up. I've got them here. The only thing is I'm not so sure I know how to share audio, but we'll see. Let's see what happens. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. I'm not sure. Let's see here. I hope it works. I hope it works with audio. Okay, let's see here. Tell me if you guys can hear the audio. This is Jake the Snake's video. First video. He has 2 videos. Did you guys hear that? I heard it.
No, I didn't
Oh,
hear
you didn't
sound.
hear it?
The
Oh,
video
I don't know
comes
how to
through, but I
share the
didn't hear anything.
sound, but I think that's what he intends for you guys to hear. Let me see the other one here.
Look cool. Saber look nice.
I gotta figure out how to share sound.
You'll get it on the next one, right? If not tonight.
Yeah, I could try. I'll pull up his other video, and then if you guys can't hear, I'll try to fix that issue before the next one. I'll try to figure that out. But like I could hear the sound. It sounds awesome. I don't know how to make you guys hear it.
I think I just heard it. Go back here.
Is there a volume anywhere? Can you pick the volume up?
Oh wait, maybe there's a volume on this part here.
I do hear it.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, but it's so low in the background.
Yeah, you're probably hearing it like through the system that Ant is on.
Probably.
Let me replay that though. It's cool.
Beautiful green.
Cool props too.
Oh, yeah, nice
Yeah,
helmet.
see, I like how in the beginning there, watch. You see how it's like blue for a second? Jake, is that how it is in real life?
Real quick blue, and
It's
then
like
it goes
blue,
to that deep
right?
green.
That
Yeah.
is sick. I love that.
That's
That
pretty.
reminds me of the book. There's a book called The Last Jedi. Came out before way before the movie The Last Jedi, but it had a character in it that was there's like a blue flash. That's sick.
Nice.
Yeah, we do like that stuff back there too. Those Grievous helmets and stuff. That's sick.
Very nice.
Harris has a little collection of stuff like that too, as you saw. Look at that.
Hey, Ant, when I move, I'm enlisting you to help me set up my man cave again.
Yeah, I want to help you.
Cool.
I want to set up something with like a workstation that you could work with some lights and stuff that I told you about. I already got
Cool.
some of the lights. Oh, Jake says no, it's really a lime acid green color. Yeah, to me it
I'm
looks
seeing
like
some blue when I saw some flash there. The blue, it's a blue flash, I think, or a blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think the flash must be blue, but the actual color being in like an acid green, to me on camera, I think the camera's making it look like a Qui-Gon green, like a really, really, really beautiful Qui-Gon green to me.
The nice
That's what
green.
I see.
Looks
That's
great.
real nice.
That green hue over top of that Grievous helmet is badass, man.
Yeah. Thanks for sending in those vids. That's awesome. That's
Very cool,
awesome.
man. Keep
Real
them
nice.
coming. We want to see that kind
Real
of stuff.
nice. Yeah.
Love
Anybody
it.
wants to show anything that they've got, either send it to my email or share the link, and we'll talk about it on Saber Talk for sure.
Absolutely. I want to see what you got. I'll show you what I got.
Harris has got a bunch of stuff he loves to share from all different types of movie styles, not just Star Wars.
Green Lantern, Battlestar Galactica, Freddy
Comic.
Krueger.
Yeah, like other comic stuff. I saw
Freddy
some
Krueger.
Batman stuff down there. Flash.
Yeah. Some Flash stuff. Got
Hey,
a lot
Gabe,
of crap over the years.
do you got anything else you want to say? Do you want to do your unboxing of your Leia saber, or is that something that Gigi's going to unbox when you get it?
Yes, I think she's gonna do it.
Nice.
I'll let her
Let
do
us
that.
know
love
when
to,
you get it, and then display it for us.
How about doing an unboxing and showing us, and we can show the unboxing on Saber Talk of Gigi on opener. That'd be cool.
That's true. I could do that too.
Yeah, see if she would like to do that. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That's her first hilt, man.
Yeah, it's her first
Special
one.
time.
Definitely.
Very cool. All right, well, come back in a couple of days, you guys. We will do another Saber Talk. Thanks for joining us on Star Wars Day, May the 4th. Even though the real Star Wars Day still hasn't come yet, that's going to be May 25th, with the anniversary of the very first movie, right, Harris? That's like the actual Star Wars Day. But May the 4th is a fun day to celebrate Star Wars. We're happy that you guys could come in with us and enjoy Star Wars Day, May the 4th. If you guys are any of you guys interested in comic books and you want to check out the comic book I'm working on, check out the other YouTube channel that I have, Comic Book Creation Live, and that's where me and my buddy Kevin draw our own comic book. If you guys want to see us, we do that every Wednesday night live at 10 p.m. Eastern. If you guys need a NeoPixel blade or blade plug chip, head on over to civilizedsabers.com. And we will make that for you. Other than that, anybody got anything else to say?
Let's light them up.
Management.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We'll see you soon.
Thanks again, you guys. Have an awesome Sith of May tomorrow.
A what?
Is that what it is? Is that what it is? What is it for tomorrow? Revenge of the 5th tomorrow, right?
Revenge of the 5th.
All right. Thanks again. Thanks, Harris. Thanks, Gabe, for joining in.
Crystal core. Sure.
All right, guys.
And we will do this again soon.
Later.
Peace, guys. Star
Peace.
Wars and love, baby.